Hi class, welcome to our new lecture on week number 5. We have knowledge management tools for e-commerce. The topic objectives. After the topic discussion, the students are expected to identify the knowledge management, differentiate the tacit and explicit knowledge, and identify the different knowledge management tools and software used in e-commerce. Knowledge management. Knowledge management also include new knowledge creation, or it may solely focus on knowledge sharing, storage, and refinement. So it is the deliberate method of identifying, structuring, maintaining, and exchanging the expertise and experience of employees within the organization. The main goal of knowledge management is to improve an organization's efficiencies and save the knowledge within the company. Often, in referring to training and learning in the organization, knowledge management consists of cycles of creating, sharing, structuring, and auditing the knowledge. So in order to maximize the effectiveness of the organization's collective knowledge. So that is knowledge. Two main types of knowledge in knowledge management. The tacit knowledge and the explicit knowledge are the main two types of the knowledge covered within the definition of the knowledge management. The tacit knowledge is more intuitive, less easy to package and share with others. So, example of tacit knowledge are the innovative thinking and understanding. So, it refers to the knowledge, the skills, and the ability of an individual gaining through experience that is often difficult to put into the words or otherwise communicate. So the tacit knowledge is sometimes known by a few alternate terms such as experimental knowledge, the tribal knowledge, and the know-how knowledge. So the term tribal knowledge refers to the fact that the tacit knowledge often spread throughout the organizations without being documented. Similarly, the know-how refers to the idea that sometimes an individual just can't explain how they know and what they know or know how to do. While the explicit knowledge is the information that is easily codified and taught, such as how to change the toner of the printer or how to use the computer. So the explicit knowledge is also the expressive knowledge. So meaning it is a knowledge that can be readily articulated, codified, accessed, and verbalized. So it also easily transmitted to others, wherein the main forms of this can be stored in a certain media. So the information contained, for example, in the Webster dictionaries, textbooks, workbooks. So those are very good examples of the explicit knowledge together with the company manuals. So dimensions of knowledge management. Strategy. Strategy for information management needs to rely on the corporate strategy. The aim is to manage, share, and create the relevant assets of knowledge that will help meet the tactical and the strategic requirements. And then we also have the organizational culture. The organizational culture affects how people communicate. So the context through which the knowledge is produced, so the resistance they have against certain changes, and eventually the way they exchange information. And then we also have the organizational processes. So the best procedures, structures, and frameworks for incorporating the KM on the organizations. So it's what we call the organizational processes. And then we also have the technology. The technology means we have the structures, the software, which means we have to meet the requirements of the organizations properly designed and implemented. And then we also have politics. Politics means we have a long-term funding for initiating or managing the programs, covering the organizational activities that can be costly to execute, and which also do not provide a clearly measurable return on investment. So these are the dimensions of knowledge management: the strategy, the organizational culture, organizational processes, the technology, and the politics. The intranet and the extranet. The intranet is essentially a small-scale version of the internet, operating with similar functionality but existing solely within the firm. So, like the internet, the intranet uses the network technologies such as the TCP/IP, or otherwise known as the Transmission Control Protocol or Internet Protocol. So it allows for the creation of the internal networks with common internet applications that can allow them to communicate with the different operating systems. Extranet. The extranet provides a shared network with a limited control, access to organizational information and knowledge resources, and uses the security protocols such as the authentication. Extranet can exchange the collaboration and information transfer with the partners in the external network. So the intranet allows the integration of the multimedia communication, which can act as a platform for groupware applications and publishing. So it is intended to enhance the collaboration, the productivity, and socialization, but also to influence the organizational culture and to act as a repository for embedded knowledge. So the most important functions of the intranet is the knowledge sharing and collaboration. So we have the main function supporting this design according to Damsgaard and Schippers of 1998. We have the publishing, searching, transacting, interacting, and recording. For publishing, we have the home pages, the newsletters, the directories, and for searching, we have the intranet that can integrate the different search functions, such as using the system of categorization. For transacting, it allows the users to make transactions with other web or internet home pages. And then we also have interacting, wherein the collaborative applications and groupware experts, finders, and directories are engaged. And finally, we have recording. It can be used as the storage medium of elements such as the procedures and the best practices, including the frequently asked questions. Successful intranet implementation. So Jacob Dilsen of 2011 indicates that the best intranets implemented solutions in the following areas. We have knowledge sharing, wherein it is similar on what we have discussed so far, so which includes the sharing of the manners of the explicit knowledge, but also the connecting of people that require assistance to experts that can help them. And then we also have the innovative management, wherein there are tools that support the recording and management of the new ideas, comments. So it is allow the users to contribute with their insights. And then we also have the ratings, wherein the people can point to a good sources of knowledge wherein we rate something. And then participation rewards. There are point system, badges, and the symbolic rewards, which are actually increased participation, and sometimes a non-symbolic reward, such as the prizes itself. And then we also have the customized collections by allowing the users to customize the content collections. So one can bypass the shortcoming of never being fully able to predict their users' knowledge and information needs. So those are the customized collections. And then we have the extranet. The extranet is sometimes used to refer as the supplementary system working along the internet or to a part of the intranet that is made available to a certain external users. So the extranet provides a shared network with a limited control access to the organizational information. So there is what we call the security as the key concern. And then we also have to enhance the collaboration and information transfer with the partners in the external network. So we have the content of both intranet and the extranet is usually managed with the content management systems. So examples of extranets are the FedEx. You see FedEx, we have a website that introduced the tracking numbers. Users can allow anytime so that for how many days it will take the order to arrive on its destination. So usually in a semiconductor companies, the freight per se, the freight charges are included. And then we also have the project extranet, which uses the extranet to share documents with security features. Supplier extranet, wherein the retailers offer the extranet to supply chain partners such as the custom website with a two-factor authentication. And finally, we have the integration, which integrates the exchange inventory data in the e-commerce site. The data warehouse, data mining, and the OLAP. So warehousing data is based on the premise that the quality of the manager's decisions is based at least on the part of quality of his information. So the goal of storing data is to centralize the system, to have the means to provide them with the right building blocks for sound information. The data warehouses contain the information ranging from the measurement of the performance to the competitive intelligence. And then we also have the data mining tools and techniques that can be considered, which store data for patterns that might lead to the new insights. And then we also have the online analytical processing, or the OLAP. It is a technology behind many business intelligence. So it is a tool for data discovery, which includes capabilities for limitless report viewing, complex and analytical complications or calculations. And then we have the predictions. And then we also have the budget forecast. So those are included on the OLAP. The decision support systems and the expertise portal. So the decision support system, or the DSS, has one of the advantage and limitation in that is the user driven. So it means that the machine responds to the queries on what the expert inputs, but does not perform the further analysis on its own. So therefore, it is not like the decision-making tools to form an artificial intelligence. Well, the expertise portal means that the entry point to an intranet instead of the internet. So it serves the customers, the employees, the suppliers of the firm. An enterprise portal provides the same services as the web portal, such as the search engine, email, the customized and up-to-date contents, and also provides the direct access to the internet and other portals or ports. So access to an enterprise portal is controlled through passwords, and its data are protected behind the firewall, which is also known as the corporate portal. The content management system and its functions. The content management system class are very relevant to the knowledge management, or the KM, since they are responsible for the intranet, the extranet, and the website content creations, and the management and the distribution per se. So the content management have the following functions: provide templates for publishing, making publishing easier and more consistent with the existing design or structure. We also have the tag content with metadata, which allows the input of data that classifies contents so that it can be searched and retrieved. And then we have the easy to edit content, the version control, wherein the tracking changes to page or pages, so allowing the previous version to be accessed also. And then we have allow collaboration, meaning we have to allow for a collaborative effort on the content integrated document management systems. And then we also have the workflow management, wherein it allows the parallel content of development, and then provide extensions and plugins for increased functionality. Document systems and its functions. The document management systems are systems that assist in document writing, processing, indexing, and retrieval. So usually, the document management systems will include these functions: capturing, wherein the proper documents are usable and documented, wherein you can scan it. The companies that need to carry out this process and how have the numerous paper documents, this may be the time for consuming and expensive. And then we also have the classification using the metadata. Again, metadata is the data about data, or descriptions about the data. It is used to identify the document so that it can be retrieved later. It can include keywords. So the user is often asked to input the metadata on the systems that may extract from the document. And then we also have the searching and retrieval, wherein the documents documented has a search function, which is one of the most important elements. And then we also have the search functions that can be sophisticated or less sophisticated, which allows searchers of elements of the document's metadata, or searching the actual document for a keyword or a phrases. And then we also have the versioning. Versioning is the storage and management of the different versions of documents which are useful that are required frequently for updating. It allows the authorized user to return the earlier versions. And finally, we have the administration and security, wherein the IT system needs to be regulated and policed. So the users require different levels of authorizations with the sensitive functions and documents are being enabled only to the selected users or administrators. So the document management system will also have the backup system in place to uh, be a preparation in case of the mischiefs. Collaborative technology or a groupware and its features. Collaborative technology refers to the instruments and systems designed to facilitate the group work better, both in office and in remote places. So these pieces of technology, also known as the groupware, the buffer cost and the time associated with the promoting of the group work, from designing the roles and responsibilities to the documents in testing and authorizing the project components. While there are dozens of choices for collaborative enterprise technology in the marketplace, most tools are defined by the other core features. So we have the shared workforce platform, and acting as a digital home base for employees. We have the customizable user groups, customizable personal dashboard on the shared platform, file or document management. We also have the chat or discussion groups, the third-party app integration, the workflow, routine, and then we also have the team member tagging capabilities. So those are examples of collaborative technology or the groupware. So to summarize our lecture for this week, we have the knowledge management, which consists of the tacit knowledge or the experience of the individual. And then we have the explicit knowledge, which is documented. And then we also have the KM tools and software, such as the Intranet and Extranet, the data warehouse, data mining, the OLAP, decision support system, and the expertise portal, the CMS or the content management system. We have the document management system, the collaborative technology, or the groupware. For further readings for this week lecture, you may use these references, or you may read these references together with the links. Thank you and good day.